Every story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is a story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
Core TV News, expanding your view.
A warm welcome to Core TV Primetime News. I am Ebulomo Adekunle. In a major story, African leaders end summit broadcast by France in Paris agree to wage war on Nigeria's Boko Haram. Also in this program, President Goodluck Jonathan at a press conference in Paris says his physical presence in Chibok, Borno State, would not bring back the abducted schoolgirls.
They should desist from engaging in extrajudicial killing. If they have any cause, they should come and report to the nearest police station. Otherwise, my policemen will do the needful. And that needful is to shoot anybody.
Police in Ekiti read riot acts to perpetrators of jungle justice, issue shoot at site directive. And outside Nigeria, Malawi's President Joyce Banda holds final rally ahead next week's presidential election. And now the details. African leaders meeting in Paris have agreed to wage war on Nigeria's Boko Haram Islamic militants. President Hollande of France, who hosted the summit, says regional powers had pledged to share intelligence and coordinate action against the group. The Paris summit brought together Presidents François Hollande, Nigeria's Goodluck Jonathan, and their counterparts from Benin, Cameroon, Niger, and Chad. Afterwards, Hollande says participants had agreed on a global and regional action plan. This, according to him, involved coordinating intelligence, sharing information, border surveillance, a military presence, notably around Lake Chad, and the capacity to intervene in case of danger. Cameroon's president, Paul Biya, and his Chadian counterpart have declared total war on Boko Haram. Representatives from the UK, US, and EU also took part in the Paris meeting. In a related development, President Jonathan says his physical presence in Chibok, Borno State, where over 200 schoolgirls were abducted last month, would not solve the problem. It says since the abducted girls were not being held in the school, the major challenge before him and his government now is to locate and rescue them. Jonathan spoke at a press conference held to announce the conclusions of a regional summit on security in Nigeria held in Paris, France. The president had not visited the community since the incident happened over a month ago. Although he was earlier scheduled to visit the school on Friday, the trip was called off later in what many people believed could have been because of security reasons. Presidential spokesman Reuben Abati, however, says Jonathan was never scheduled to visit the town, describing the reports as malicious. The president added that during the press conference that he was not averse to visiting scenes of terror attacks as he had done so in the past. He also said the allegation of misappropriation of funds by the military was exaggerated, but considered that administrative lapses may have a part to play in the inadequate funding of the war against terror. Nigeria and its neighbors have vowed to work together to combat Boko Haram in what Cameroon President Paul Biya described as a declaration of war. Meeting in Paris, President Jonathan and his counterparts from Benin, Chad, Cameroon and Niger approved an action plan designed to counter the terrorist organization blamed for 2,000 deaths this year alone, and abduction of more than 200 schoolgirls. Jonathan dismissed criticism that the Nigerian response had been slow, saying the terror only started in 2009 and didn't have the architecture to deal with that. As we progress,
totally
you will see that the Nigerian military will
these
cope.
girls are found wherever they are and makes sure that they join their families. We'll do all our best. Presently, Nigeria has 20,000 troops in this part of the country, the northern part of the country, the northeastern part of the country, where we have these terrorists.
The call for foreign assistance in the fight against terrorism has been described as a discretion to any move made by the federal government. A professor of arts, Bruce Onobarikweya, made this disclosure in an interview with Tony Ojo. Her report is presented from our studios. We'll bring you details of that later. British Foreign Secretary William Hague says Nigeria needs to take its responsibilities seriously in the effort to counter the Boko Haram terror group. Hague was speaking at the half-day summit hosted by French President François Hollande, aimed at forging a common strategy against Boko Haram.
The Nigerian security forces have not been well structured for this kind of thing. And this has been shown by the fact that the problem has been getting worse with Boko Haram. So we can help with that. That is why we're offering to embed military advisors with the Nigerian headquarters. We work with Nigeria in many other ways on counterterrorism. It is very important that they uphold high standards of human rights. And that they are well coordinated in their own operations. Nigeria has the main responsibility here and must be the leading nation in tackling this. So it's very, very important that Nigeria takes its responsibilities seriously, and that includes being able to mount a more effective security response, as well as being able to improve the development and economy of the regions in the north. All of these things are critically important.
The principal of Government College Makurdi, Godfrey Ogudu, says the school has received a letter from Boko Haram sect threatening to attack the school. Ogudu added that the school received 2 letters which at the same time had the same content on May 14. It says the letters were dated May 14, 2014, stating that they were coming to abduct boys whom they would marry to the secondary school girls abducted in Chibok. He added that the letter asked the school to inform Mount St. Gabriel Secondary School to also get prepared as a promise to invade the place too. It says the Commissioner of Police, Commissioner for Education and the Governor have been informed. The 2 letters were written in Pidgin English. One was cited inside one of the classrooms and the second was slipped into the staff room. About 500 out of 700 students of the college are living in the school, while Mount St. Gabriel is a purely boarding school. The police public relations officer in the state, Dan Iziala, confirmed the report and assured that the police are on top of the situation. The newly appointed United Nations Secretary General Special Representative on the abduction of the Chibok schoolgirls said Janet held consultations with the Presidential Fact-Finding Committee on the issue. A statement by the committee's spokesman, Kingsley Osadolo, quoted Janet, who is also the UN Secretary General Special Representative Political for West Africa, as pledging the union's support in the search and rescue of the schoolgirls kidnapped in Chibok last month. Janet, according to Osadolo, told the committee that beyond the outrage and global condemnation of the abduction, the UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon was interested in a support package to ensure the release of the schoolgirls and deal with the larger issues arising from the circumstances of the abduction. Responding, the committee's chairman, Ibrahim Sabo, informed the UN Special Representative that the committee was neither a judicial nor administrative panel, but a fact-finding committee with clear terms of reference. He added that the committee has held a series of consultations with various contact persons, including security, defense, and intelligence agencies. Mexican film star Salma Hayek and French actress Julie Gayet branded signs saying "Bring back our girls" on Cannes' red carpet, joining global calls to free over 200 schoolgirls kidnapped by militants in Nigeria. Hayek and Gayet posed with the signs for a long time before climbing up the steps to the festival hall in the French Riviera Resort. They are the first stars at the Cannes Film Festival to publicly take a stand for the schoolgirls using the now world-famous hashtag on Twitter, also promoted by United States First Lady Michelle Obama earlier this month. The kidnapping has sparked global outrage, and the girls' fate has since become the focus of the global campaign. Senior Special Advisor on Security to the Lagos State Governor, Babatunde Panox, has commended residents on the island for their vigilance in the discovery of the strange object that was suspected to be a bomb. He gave the commendation while inaugurating the Nigeria Police Family Support Unit at Adeniji Adele on Lagos Island. He says that such alertness was expected from all residents of the state. He urged the people not to relent in their effort in supporting the police and other security agencies with a view to making the state a safe place for all. Panox thanked the Ford Foundation and Justice for All for building the facility, saying that such gesture would help to improve the services of the police. The divisional police officer of the Central Police Station in Adeniji Adele, Monday Agbonika, says the support unit was built to handle domestic violence, sexual offences against minors and other juvenile cases. Agbonika says the trained officers and the station would serve as models to other stations nationwide. He called on officers and men of the force to avail themselves of the services provided by the facility. You're watching Core TV Primetime News. We'll take a break and we'll be back with more. Don't go away.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ghana. Please remain seated and ensure your seatbelts are fastened. You can now turn on your MTN mobile phone data to enjoy a browsing rate of 5 kobo per kilobyte with MTN One World. Thank you.
Absolutely. Browse like home with MTN One World. Surfing the web from any MTN operating country costs the same like home. Enjoy affordable rates when you call and send text messages. Terms and conditions apply.
MTN. Everywhere you go.
The global competitive map is changing with the rapid advancement of Africa. If you're not speaking to Africa this time, perhaps you're not speaking at all. Join the continent's leading public relations practitioners at the 26th edition of the All-African Public Relations Association Conference, APRA Mauritius 2014. Venue, Le Méridien Hotel, Point Oxpiment, Mauritius. Date, 27th to 31st May 2014. Theme, Advancing Africa. For further details, visit www.afapr.org. Africa, it's time to find your voice. Supported by
this One Wash Challenge, you test Ariel to see if it removes stains in one wash. Let the challenge begin. First, chocolate and juice. We will wash shirts with Ariel. Look, Ariel has cleaned in just one wash. So which detergent removes stains in one wash? Ariel, P&G Everyday Quality Brand.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digi360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
Thank you for being there with us on Core TV Primetime News. And for more information on our news and other programs, you can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/Core TV News. On Twitter, @Core TV News. Also on YouTube, www.youtube.com/Core TV Space News. A suspected kidnapper was recently burned to death in Ikere-Ekiti, even when people have been admonished not to take laws into their hands. The justification of many when they take laws into their hands has always been that criminals sometimes go free and never get punished. Our Ekiti State correspondent Rashid has a report on jungle justice. We must warn that the pictures you're about to see could be very disturbing.
The menace of jungle justice is becoming a recurrent activity to some Nigerians. They say it is a good judgment for those who are caught in dastardly acts like kidnapping, as it happened in Ikere-Ekiti. Though there has been conflicting reports on this victim's mission.
They confess that there are many, that they came from Ede, that there are 40 of them. There are 40 of them. All of them, they resided in Akure before they were now investigated to Ishish local government, to Ishish town. And it make mention that there are about 6 of them.
We'll find that the citizen that was killed, who is a citizen of Nigeria, went into the bush to defecate. And as he was coming out, some persons confronted him and asked him his mission there. And he said he went there to defecate. When they searched him, they found a wrap of Indian hemp. Residents of Ikere insisted that the suspect was a kidnapper. Cole Tiffany's crew was at the scene where the victim was caught. A shallow grave where a foul smell emanating from the decomposing part, believed to be parts of the dismembered body of the kidnapper's victim. The mob say the police have always been found culpable in former arrests.
But something like this happened last week at Garage Odoja, Monday last week. Something like this incident happened. When a kidnapper was arrested, we wanted to interrogate him and get some information concerning what they are doing. But unfortunately, he was rescued by policemen. They told us that the culprit has been bailed and discharged. That is unacceptable. You cannot talk of kidnapping without showing us a victim. Because see, today we are still asking, who is the victim? Who is the person kidnapped? And nobody has shown us the person that is kidnapped. The police, however, said the case was never reported. Residents maintained that the police were around when the suspect was burned, but couldn't control the mob. They now took that person to a prominent citizen, that suspect, to a prominent citizen of the state, who instead of advising them on what to do, said they should take him to the police station. Somewhere along the line, they ended up somewhere and killed this man brutally and burnt him to death. The police are here already. They came here, when they met the whole situation, they know that they cannot handle it, so they just talked to the Martins and went back to their station. The police has vowed to deal with anyone caught perpetrating jungle justice. Happen in Abeokuta, we don't want something like that to happen in Ikere, likewise in Ekiti General. So whoever that is being caught is jungle justice. Jungle justice, big, kidnap and roast. They should desist from engaging in extrajudicial killing. If they have any cause, they should come and report to the nearest police station. Otherwise, my policemen will do the needful. And that needful is to shoot anybody who they see is trying to execute somebody extrajudicially without any cause. When punishments take place without proper investigation, the tendency to victimize an innocent person is always high. The civility of the populace is in high demand to have a peaceful society.
The division that exists in the Ogun State Labour Party may have been brought to an end as the two factions came together in a rally to declare the unity of the party. The national chairman of the party urged party members and the general public to pray for President Goodluck Jonathan. Our political correspondent Olajumoke Olatunji was there and brought back this report.
Ahead of the 2015 elections, the Ogun State Labour Party seems to be strategizing and united to consolidate on its gains. The governor of Ondo State and national leader of the party settled internal disagreements between the chairman of the party, Bode Simeon, who had earlier gone to court to defend his position and that of his executives, and the former governor of Ogun State, Gbenga Daniel, who decamped from the People's Democratic Party to the Labour Party.
Labour Party, ní Ogun State, a ti pinnu pé a máa ṣe kan náà o. Sínú yìí dùn sí. Mo fẹ́ kí alága Simon láti the national chairman títí gbé gbogbo àwọn national leaders àwálé ní
The national chairman of the Labour Party urged party members and the general public to pray earnestly for President Goodluck Jonathan and the return of the adopted Chibok girls. Even though the coming together was scheduled to commission the party executives and the party secretariat, some of the events could not hold, but the party says it has the capacity to dislodge the president's administration. Olajumoke Olatunji, 4TV News, Abeokuta.
Ekiti State Chapter of the Progressive Youths has urged the Independent National Electoral Commission to ensure that the June 21st governorship election in the state is free and fair. The group made the statement in a release jointly signed by its president, Lawal Adegoke, and the Director of Media, Information and Strategies, Femi Awojabi, in Ado-Ekiti. It stated that the electoral umpire has a major role to play by being neutral and giving every party a level playing ground for the people to vote. Speaking over the must-win at all costs attitude being displayed by some of the candidates, the youths advised the electorate to vote a dynamic, progressive and genuine political leader that will bring rapid developments to the state. The local council elections holding in Kano State has recorded low turnout of women in some local governments. Local government affected include Unguwa Gano and Unguwa Fulani in Turauni local government area and some parts of Naibawa in Kumbotso local government. Some residents in some of the polling centers say they did not allow their wives to come out to vote for fear of violence during the election. The information officer, Gwale local government area, Amina Dankadai, confirmed the low turnout of women in polling units across the area. The election into the 44 local councils in the state is taking place amidst tight security. Determined to rid Ogun State of pipeline vandals, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has warned communities along NNPC installations to desist from providing cover for oil thieves. Ogun State Public Relations Officer of NSCDC, Karim Olariwaju, admonishes residents of all communities in the state to always come up with useful information that may help curb the activities of criminals. Tamne Ms. Speedy Bote, who was in Abeokuta, brought back this report.
Pipeline vandalization in Nigeria has assumed monstrous dimensions, with many lives lost to pipeline fires owing to activities of oil theft. Also, clashes between vandals and security agents have been producing casualties on both sides. The frequent cases of pipeline vandalization along the Arekpo community of Ogun State has become a source of worry to security operatives in the country. The Ogun State spokesman for the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Karim Olariwaju, attributed the incessant vandalization of pipelines along the Arekpo community to lack of accessible roads.
But the issue is that the terrain through which they pass is quite different from one place to another. For instance, when you talk of Arekpo, the terrain of Arekpo is quite different to the terrain that we are having around Fidiwo here.
It stressed that provision of employment for the youth in the area would also assist in curbing the menace of pipeline vandalism.
In some cases, we also discover that those people that are employed by NNPC or even the local people themselves, talking of the KBSC, Bale, and so on and so forth, that were employed through the NNPC to safeguard this pipeline, those who are indigent. In some cases, we see them collaborating with the real funder. You see, when you also look at this, a situation whereby there are so many people that doesn't have a means of livelihood. So, if they see somebody who can, without stress, part with 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, as the case may be, of course, they will want to render the service.
He emphasized that the Corps encourages community policing by residents to complement the efforts of the Corps in fighting vandals. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps clarion call is for all to join and to fight saboteurs with the Nigerian economy. It is the desire of all well-meaning Nigerians that a lasting solution is found to the incessant vandalization of pipelines in the country. Tamne Ms. Speedy Bote, Core TV News, Abeokuta.
It's Core TV primetime news. Outside Nigeria, Malawi's President Joyce Banda holds final rally ahead next week's presidential elections. Details of this and more after the break.
The global competitive map is changing with the rapid advancement of Africa. If you're not speaking to Africa this time, perhaps you're not speaking at all. Join the continent's leading public relations practitioners at the 26th edition of the All-African Public Relations Association Conference, APRA Mauritius 2014. Venue, Le Méridien Hotel, Point aux Piments, Mauritius. Date, 27th to 31st May 2014. Theme, Advancing Africa. For further details, visit www.afapr.org. Africa, it's time to find your goals. Supported by
This one wash challenge will test Ariel to see if it removes stains in one wash. Let the challenge begin. First, chocolate and juice. We will wash shirts with Ariel. Look, Ariel has cleaned in just one wash. So which detergent removes stains in one wash? Ariel, P&G Everyday Quality Brand.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ghana. Please remain seated and ensure your seatbelts are fastened. You can now turn on your MTN mobile phone data to enjoy a browsing rate of 5 kobo per kilobyte with MTN One World. Thank you.
Absolutely. Browse like home with MTN One World. Surfing the web from any MTN operating country costs the same like home. Enjoy affordable rates when you call and send text messages. Terms and conditions apply.
MTN. Everywhere you go.
Nigerians continue to Tonight, the city of Lagos waits at the dock as all routes.
Be the first to know. From the north, south, east, west and around Africa, we break the news.
One Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are Core TV News.
Welcome to Core TV.
24-hour news station.
Thank you for being there, and for more on our news and other programs, you can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/Core TV News. You can also follow on Twitter @Core TV News NG. Also on YouTube, www.youtube.com/Core TV /and-news. Outside Nigeria, President Joyce Banda of the ruling People's Party of Malawi held a final rally in her hometown ahead of next week's elections, in which she is seeking a second term. Malawians are expected to cast ballot that will determine a new president. Joyce says she has decided to choose the Malawian people over and above any personal interests.
I was advised that 7 months before elections was too short for me to tackle corruption, because the people that are benefiting from it, they will fight you back, they will smear it onto you, they will bring you down, you may never get out. I said, yes, I don't have a choice. I have to choose my people, I have to choose Malawians. There's one board president who came in and decided that enough was enough. People were going to stop stealing. 86 people have been arrested, 40 cases before court, 33 accounts frozen, property withdrawn. Malawians have seen that I came in and found a country that was corrupt and bankrupt. I've turned around the economy. With the help of Malawians, Malawians will have to decide.
Voters in Libya's capital, Tripoli, cast their ballots to elect 4 new municipal councils as part of a gradual electoral process that began several months ago. The city has been divided administratively into 4 municipalities. No date has yet been set for the results to be announced. Turnout was average at 2 polling stations in the city center after a low-cost campaign. There is lack of public interest in the process. The newly elected councils will replace those formed after the 2011 uprising that toppled longtime dictator Muammar Gaddafi. Libya's interim government has divided the country into 102 municipalities with a view to promoting local governance and decentralization The electoral process began last November in the east of the North African nation. After more than 40 years of Gaddafi's rule, Libya organized its first free election in June 2012 for 200 members of the General National Congress or Parliament. Since the fall of the former regime, the country has been plagued by violence, with the interim authorities unable to restore stability. And that's the Primetime News. Thank you so much for watching. I am Ebulomo Adekunle. Have a pleasant night rest.